Okay, y'all, so now I'm gonna make a miniature, y'all see my apron? Chef ARB. I've actually had this for about 20 years. I hardly ever wear it, but yeah. So anyway, we're gonna make a miniature dressing with just a chicken breast, you know, the cornbread, whatever. And the reason why I'm only gonna do a small one is because my son does not eat it. So I'm gonna make a very tiny one just for me. But what y'all understand is, like, if you want to make a dressing, all you have to do is double the size that I'm making. Maybe instead of using one bag of Martha White's yellow cornmeal, you can go ahead and use 2, right? But I'm gonna show y'all just the basic steps of making a cornbread dressing. Let me see, make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so right here in this pot, I just have a single chicken breast bread boiling, that I'm gonna shred up, and I'm gonna mix it in after my cornbread and stuff is done. So we're gonna go ahead now and mix our dressing. This is just 1 bag of Martha White yellow. You can buy the sweet one if you want, but I just got the basic yellow because I'm gonna add some sugar to mine. Okay, and then we're gonna add 1 egg to it. Okay, and let me get the milk. It is 2/3 cup of milk. I don't need to measure that, y'all. I told y'all I've been cooking for so long. That might be close to half, but it's okay. And so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm also gonna add some of this complete Badia complete seasoning to my cornbread. I don't measure. You guys can kind of gauge it as to how much seasoning you want to put in there. And we're gonna go with, because I do like my dressing to be just a smidgen, not like sweet that it's overpowering, but just a little bit of sweetness. So we're not gonna even like literally like, look, that's probably like a half a tablespoon actually. And so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna mix this up. Let's get everything mixed up. We're not gonna add this chicken breast and eggs until we mix everything all together and rebake. Right now, we're just making the base for our cornbread. And so here in this bowl, if y'all watched earlier what I posted on YouTube when I was making my turkey, I injected it with the Creole butter, and also it made its own broth. So all we're gonna do, this is that broth, right? Let me set this down so I don't waste it when I'm trying to show y'all. But we're just gonna take some of this broth here, not very much, not even a syringe full. And because it's all about flavor for me. And so we're just gonna add a little bit of that broth, right? Keep mixing. And then we're gonna go ahead and, over here, I chopped maybe a quarter of an onion and a half of a bell pepper, and we're just gonna put that in there. I'm gonna bake this in the oven inside the cornbread. Some people do it different. I like mine baked inside of the cornbread while it's cooking. Okay, you guys, so we're back, and so the 1 chicken breast for the dressing that we were doing, I'm telling y'all, I'm just making a little small mini dressing. So only thing we're doing is just shredding the chicken just a tiny bit. It's not even that serious. We just kind of want to break it up a little bit just to go inside of the cornbread. Okay. Because it was 1 breast, I only had to let it boil like, I don't know, maybe about 25-30 minutes. Because it's just 1 breast. Again, if you're gonna make a bigger dressing, I'm just showing you all for a tiny dressing because it's just for me. But you can still use all the same ingredients to do a bigger dressing. you just add more chicken, of course, and things like that, and more seasoning, and of course more eggs than 2. I'm only gonna use 2 eggs, but the cornbread is still cooking. But I just wanted you all to see the process that I go through with my chicken dressing. Okay, so I have 2 hard-boiled eggs. It don't have to be pretty. You just gonna kind of dice them up. It don't have to be pretty because it's gonna be pretty much, once it go inside the dressing, it's gonna be all broken up anyway. So just kind of dice it up a little bit so it'll mix in easier. And all this is just gonna go inside of your dressing. Okay, let's get this other one here. Dice it up. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect. You just want it to be as small as you want it to be. Some people like big chunks of egg. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me, but I try not to leave it too big. Okay, so this right here, the chicken breast and the diced eggs are gonna go inside the cornbread mix. Okay, so you have your diced egg that we just diced up for the dressing, and then you have your diced chicken. Again, I'm not making a huge dressing. I'm just making a tiny thing of dressing just for me because my son is not gonna eat it. So I'm just doing it just for me. So I just want y'all to see the concept and the ingredients. The ingredients that I use. Okay, so we'll be back when the cornbread is out the oven. Okay, you guys, look. So now the cornbread is out of the oven. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just go ahead and kind of mix it up. We're just gonna dig it all up and just kind of, okay, you guys, so now the dressing has come out of the oven, well, the cornbread mixture with the onions and the bell peppers and some of the seasons that we put in there. So that's now out of the oven. So we're just gonna kind of dice it up a bit, or actually crunch it up, not, you know, to where it's very crumbled up, right? Just don't worry about the bottom and all that, because that's what dressing is about. So once we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and add the mixture that you all seen me make earlier, which was the shredded chicken breast and the diced eggs. I'm only using 1 chicken breast again because it's just for me, because my son's not gonna eat this. This is just for me, but I just wanted to show you all how to make a dressing. Ayana's way. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the eggs in. We're just gonna go ahead and put everything in. Remember, your onion and bell pepper are already inside. So now that we've got this in here, let's mix everything up a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and go. Now this is the broth that came from the turkey. So what I did, once the turkey rendered down, it made a really good broth, right? With the butter and everything like that. So what I'm gonna do is use this broth to make my dressing more moist. We may need a little bit more, I don't know, until I mix everything up, because your dressing has to be, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more. I can already tell. Because you don't want to, nobody wants a dry dressing, right? Where it's dry and it's just, yeah, no. I like a kind of not mushy dressing, but definitely not dry. I'll show y'all the texture that I'm looking for once we get there. So I'm gonna get some more broth from my turkey to add. And this is just the broth from my turkey. It has a lot of flavor, that Creole butter, everything in there. I still don't feel like this is gonna be enough, but we'll see. All right, let me see. Let me give it a mix. Let me cover my turkey back up because I definitely want her to stay warm and moist. Okay. So now let's see what this is like. I know for me, it's like I can tell by the way that it feels. I don't necessarily measure stuff, But for you guys who are just now learning how to cook, I would say you can even use chicken broth. You don't have to use the broth from the turkey. I'm using the broth from the turkey because it has a lot of flavor with that Creole butter. But you can also use like a couple of cans of chicken broth. And as y'all can see, just one package of cornbread and one chicken breast and 2 diced eggs and the bell pepper and onion. Look at this. And I still got to add some more seasoning to it. I'm still not done. This is more than enough for me. I could probably eat off this for 3 days. And I'm still not done with it, okay? I'm gonna put just a little bit more broth in there. I do not want a dry dressing. I cannot stand that. And we're just gonna add some more seasoning. I need some more. Okay, y'all, we was having some technical difficulties with the phone. So, but I added some more broth so y'all can see. I just wanna make sure that this is kind of creamy, like, just don't want it to be dry. So, we may go with just a little bit more. I don't know, I'm trying to gauge it. But I think we could probably go with just maybe a tiny bit more of the broth. I don't know, that might be okay. We'll just leave it like this. I think this will be fine. And so basically all we did was just mix the dressing with the chicken and the eggs. And I'm gonna smooth everything around. And this is gonna go back into the oven to bake, right? It's gonna go back into the oven to bake for maybe about 25 minutes. Cause I do want that crust on the top. And y'all will see when I bring it out the oven what I mean by that crust at the top. But this is the perfect little miniature dressing. If it's just 1 or 2 people, 1 chicken breast, 1 bag of Martha White yellow cornmeal, and a bell pepper, onion, half bell pepper, half onion, and 2 eggs diced. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna cover it in foil. I'm gonna let it bake for about 20 minutes and then I'll remove the foil so it can brown on top. So we're just gonna cover it in some foil. All right, so let's get it covered. And this is gonna go in the oven. I still have my ham in the oven, so it's okay to bake on 300 for about 20, we'll do 20-25 minutes. And then I'm gonna remove this foil and let it brown because I'm also gonna brown the turkey. The turkey is not brown yet, but it is done. But I do wanna have that little layer of it being brown. So we're gonna put this in the oven and we'll check it out. Okay, y'all, so I just took the dressing out the oven. Remember we was cooking it? So look, see what I'm saying? Look how perfect that looked. But now what's gonna have to happen is it's perfectly cooked. I'm not gonna poke it right now because what I wanna do now is put it back in the oven so we can get that crispy layer on top, but we want the inside to stay moist. I do not like a dressing that is just dry as hell. So we want that inside to stay moist. So we're just gonna slightly brown the top. So we're gonna do that and then come back. Okay, you guys, the dressing is out of the oven. Check it out. It's smoking hot. So what I'm gonna do with my dressing, I normally will put a little cranberry sauce on top, and I'll do like a can of cream of chicken soup, and I'll dice the egg and of course season it up and make like a little bit of a gravy to go on top. You guys don't have to do that. You can just have your dressing as is with a little cranberry. But look, turned out perfect. You see that? Eat up. I hope y'all enjoy.